Hey guys, um, just about to start this review of a game I played quite late last night. Um, the guy was pretty solid reg. Um, this was near the end of my session, so I hope I can find lots of little leaks in my game that we can get rid of. I decided to record right near the end of my session because I'm currently working a lot on the back end of my game, my C game, my D game, my F game, whatever. Because I have had a big break between when I was playing back in February and now, so I want to iron out some leaks. Uh, so you notice I call the 8-2 off. That's not that standard in today's games, but personally I think it's fine to call any 2 against the min raise, especially early on, and then adjust if they get aggressive against you. King 5, we check it back. I'd like to go to showdown with this, but I'm pretty sure I made a min bet. I don't really like the min bet. It's not going to be terrible, but there's no need for it because there's not too many cards that we're scared of. So yeah. Other than that, this week's been going pretty well. Hopefully looking at playing some 100 NL against Rex very soon. Because it's the rake at 50 NL is just very high. I mean, I can win, but I'm paying more rake than winning, which is not nice. So we need to get out of that trap. Okay, we've got Jack 4. I think betting here on a turn is fine, but checking is also good. I think I would check right now rather than bet, but it's fine to have it in your range. We get raised. I don't think we can do anything but fold. I mean, it doesn't make that much sense, but I don't really want to be getting to trying to get to showdown on such a weak holding. So it's the bottom of my value betting range anyway on the turn, so you can get rid of that. 2-6. I think we have to call at least one street, and that's a quite nice turn for us because he can't really rep much when he barrels, so he shouldn't be barreling that often. I think right now we should fold, just give it up, because we don't know enough about him. But it looks like I'm about to make a raise, which I don't think is that good. I think that's too aggressive this early on. He's repping not very much at all, really. Ace Queen, nut flush draws, lots of stuff that are normally checked back. So even with his overjam, he doesn't rep much. It's an interesting hand, but I prefer to just check fold rather than dump some money to him. 2-3, just give it up. I'm never gonna float there with that hand. Ace 4, it's borderline between folding, calling. You could raise. I don't think it's the nicest board to raise on, but all options are, in my mind, fine. I made the easiest one and just called. Ace on the turn, quite nice. We can almost definitely just call all the way down. The 8 comes, so we could lead out small. Although I think just checking and folding to a large bet and calling half size pot bet is fine. Ooh. So he was bluffing. Did I make a note of it? I think that's something I clearly have to work on, making a note. Because as a reg, I might play him again sometime, so it's worth knowing that he was able to check bet as a bluff. Or was it bet? Yeah, it was bet. Triple barrel bluff. And the sizing on the river is also important to remember. Check call with the king 8, pretty standard. And on the turn, this is really good for our range and really bad for his range. So I'm just going to make a small lead. I do that almost any two. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So that's great. So I checked the river. I think that was a bad check on the river. Yeah, I should just be betting pot size and polarize my range. 4-8 suited, offsuit. We can check raise here. We can fold. I think folding is fine. I think raising is fine. We made a very small raise. I don't like that. I think if I am going to raise, I'm going to raise bigger. And again, on the turn, if I'm going to continue, I'm going to make it bigger. And we pick up some showdown values, so we check it. Yeah, I think I should be making it at least 350, if not 4, so double the size of the bet that I made. It's a shame we ran into pretty much the nuts. So from our HUD we can see that he's opening 80%. I don't know if you can see it on the video, the quality is really bad, but yeah, 80%, very standard amount. King 4 offsuit, this can be raised. I generally have a preset game plan on my free bet ranges, so if you see something that you find odd there, I can't really talk too much about it, so but I'm not looking at that part of my game today. We can also see that he's only been playing so far 20%, calling 20% against my open, and free betting 10%, which is a tiny amount considering I'm playing any two and he's only playing 1 in 3. This is completely different style of play. when we're against this kind of guy, most of our money is made from raising any two and just getting the folds and dead money. And then unless we have equity on the flop, there's no real point on trying to bluff him out because his range is so strong. If he's only playing 30, 40, 50% of hands and I'm playing 100% of hands, then on almost all boards he's got a big equity advantage. So there's no need to be bluffing that often unless I have good equity. And I think we can give it up here. No point in being too upset. King Jack free bet. I can flat that. I'll free bet that. We get 4 bet. It's definitely a flat, but it also could be a jam. And I think I made the jam. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's right on the borderline of whether I want to call the 4 bet or jam it. I'm not folding though. So that's nice. So I keep chipping away, trying to get that dead money. So on a board like this, I don't think it's that unreasonable to make some bluff at some stage, especially if he's checking to me, even though his range is so strong, because he just can't have that much very often. And if I do bet this turn, I have to bet the river, I think. So I hope I do. We gotta continue to represent, because we're getting called, I think, far too wide on the turn and far too tight on the river. Yeah, good. Okay. Ace 10. Easy call with the free bet. Took a long time to call that. I think flatting is the only option really. And we're calling one street. Most definitely calling one street. I don't think we should bet the turn, because then we're just repping air or the nuts, and we don't have the nuts. If we check 2 on the river, I think we can make a bet. Not that big. I think that's fine. Maybe a little smaller. But yeah, I think that's fine. 2/3. So we've got the ace 4, right? You can 4-bet that, you can flat that, you can fold that. This is really, again, a borderline spot. I don't think there's too much EV either way. I like flying. I don't like folding. Especially now that we've hit the ace. And now we've hit 2 pair, so we're definitely looking to go broke. I don't think checking back has any value in it at all, so just bet. And I've set up a slight over pot river, which I don't like. I think I should have made it bigger, 11 or 12 on the turn. Oh no, it's pot size. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I think even when the flush completes, it's still a jam. I'm going to get called by worse, and it's very unlikely for him to not continue barreling a flush draw, in my opinion. And if he did, then once I bet the turn, he would often jam it, I think. So I'm not scared of a flush. King 6, we've got the open-end straight draw, so I think we can bet into him. Yeah, I overbet here. I generally either bet pot size or slightly over pot when I'm betting into a check back, especially when you have a continuation bet size of 91%. So we're not really sure what he can have here other than weak showdown value, ace highs. So here he had 8-10. I'm not too bothered about that. I think the other bet on the turn is great because nearly all of his 8x's he would have barreled on the turn because he has some sort of backdoor equity or even a straight draw. So I think that's fine. It's just unlucky we ran into run trips. I think anything outside of 8x, he's going to fold there. And if he was checking back top pair, weak kicker, then that would be great information. It means we can check raise him really wide on the flop, considering he c-bets so often and yet would check back a strong hand like that. So Jack 5 against other people, you could make argument for c-betting that flop, but here there's no need to. He's playing 55% of hands, so I'm almost also profiting just raising pre-flop. So like I said earlier, I'm just betting when I have equity. He seems to have tightened up quite a lot. I don't think he's used to people calling near any two. He's only betting 60% from the button now, so I have to stop playing the absolute worst hands. So the 7-2 offs and the 3-2 offs are going to get folded. I don't think I can make money on them, especially with the high c-bet. It means that he's too aggressive for it anyway. So yeah, I'm going to tighten up. Seven 4 off. I hope I didn't play that. No, good. Here's a spot we could check raise if we, yeah, oh, well, we have to bet here, I think. Big, and pretty much any river, do the same as we did earlier, the overbet again. Yeah, that jack is very nice. Yeah, so that's good.
Stalker. Attitude dla żywieś.
Okay. So yeah, we'll make the overbet eventually. Need to press play. Okay, there we go. And yeah, we got it through. Good. Just because we got found out earlier doesn't mean we won't do it again. In fact, it's more likely that he thinks that we have something now. Probably. Oh, he tried to 3x. We have to tighten up a lot against the 3x, especially he's only playing 60% of hands, so no more playing 90%. 2-6 is too weak, way too weak to fool the 3-bet. And I'm still betting any two against him from the small blind as he's defending 50%. Send the order profit. I don't think we should bet any street until the river. I think pot betting's fine there. He's either going to believe me or not. I'm not too scared of him having king. I think he'll bet most of the time with the king. King jack, this time we decide to flat. That's because his button raise has gone down a lot. Earlier on in the match he was opening a lot more than he is now. Probably because he sees how often we call it. So if his range is stronger, our value, parts of our free bet range have to go down, I think. I think call, check call is the only option with the king jack. And on the river, yeah, I think we should be betting into him. If we get raised, we can snap fold, because I don't think there's many people are going to be bluffing against the donk lead on that river. They're just going to be calling with the queen of diamonds and worse. So I like that bet. Again, I don't see any option other than check call, check call. He makes an overbet. That's a quite headachy spot. I think because he's getting run over so much, it's probably value. And obviously it's going to be stronger than my hand. So I think folding's good. It's a really big fold, but given the size of the pot, I think it's a fold. It's not very often and see me folding top pair. But those are one of the occasions. 7-8. Most of the time I think checking back's the best play. And now we hit 2 pair, so definitely bet. There's no, I don't see any other play. We could pot mash there, or we could 3/4 pot. I don't mind either way. And now the jack comes in, I think we should check. I don't think a 7 or a 6 would call. A big bet. We can make a small bet, I guess. I think no, I prefer to just check though. And we get tiny raised. I don't think we're ever good here. It's going to be a good 8, 9s. Yeah, good 8. Or some kind of weird slow play. I don't think we're good. A7 here. If I got c-bet, then I think we could fold even though we got the overcard and the gut shot. But seeing as he's checked it to the river, I think we just check it down. You never know, we might be good. We don't get to see the river. Fours on that board. I'm not playing them. Freeze, we check back the flop, I think that's fine. We can't really even call a bet once we get betting to. Well, we could, but I think it's just easier to just fold. This is a quite loose free bet. But we haven't been free betting very often, so I think it'll get through a lot. And it did. Yeah, I don't mind that. And he's gone back to min raising. So we could have free bet that again. Because once you go from 3x to a 2x, it's normally a weaker holding. But Queen Nine is easily capable of calling the min raise anyways. King 3 suited, I think it's a call. You could fold. You could 4-bet. I make the fold. I'm not too upset about that. I think calling's fine though. I thought I was going to make a c-bet there, which I think is pretty bad because you're playing so tight from the big blind. Even though I have got backdoor hearts and that's about it, I don't think it's worth betting. I think we just give it up. Again, we got a spot where I would check fold. I'm not happy about it, but I don't really see any other play. I think check calling is problematic because if he's betting, it's very likely to be barreled. And the bet on the turn, I think it's okay to take a one bet stab at rep as though we have a king. But then give it up on scored. King 9. I think just check fold. If we had back doors or anything, I think check raise spot, that seems like a good check raise spot, but we don't, so yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Alright, so if you guys noticed anything odd or bad, please tell me about it, and I'll look into it, because I'm really looking to improve the worst parts of my game. Also, if you have any questions about certain things, certain plays that I made, I'm more than happy to comment on them. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.